Okay, we like that. Hull is made in USA. I like that. Just wanted to open up real quick. I got a new kayak, a real basic model. It's a Lifetime Angler 100, and I got it for a very specific purpose. I'm not a big kayaker. I do have a little bit of experience, but the main thing for me is to access areas to camp and fish that you can't drive to, that you only need a boat to. It's kind of unusual because we live about 3/4 of a mile from the Yellowstone River, right down there. And believe it or not, there are some landlocked state lines or state lands between where we live all the way up to Livingston and further up the Paradise Valley, that there's private property on either side of the state land. It is landlocked, but with Montana law, it's illegal to access that from the river. You can coast down. You can even walk down some of them if you feel like walking on the bank and hacking your way through weeds and willows and cottonwoods for 5 miles to get to a piece of state land. Or you can just get one of these, put in at the nearest ramp, paddle down, coast down, fish your way down, pull into the state land, set up your tent, and enjoy a couple of days on your taxpayer-funded land that's right on the Yellowstone River. Another thing that I want to use it for is there's several islands on the Yellowstone River that belong to the state. They're semi-permanent islands. The river splits and goes on either side. Those are legal to camp on, and you can boat out to it, tie your boat off, do a perimeter on it, fishing. You can fly fish, do whatever you want on them. But the only way you can access them is by boat. That's what I really want to do. There's a lot of areas where there's no people, which is a good thing, and it'll be a lot of fun. So that's what I got here, the Angler 100. I like it. It's a sit on top. Most of my experience is sit in kayaks, a little lower center of gravity, but this one will be fine. I've got enough room for a tent, a bedroll, a pillow, some food, whatever other gear that I'm gonna need. This one has a couple of rod holders. I can stick a spinning rod in there where I don't have to mess with it. Haven't figured out where I'm gonna put the fly rod at yet. Probably just when I pack everything under these bungees, I'll just slide it underneath on top of my bedroll, leave it in there. It did come with this rod holder. I don't see a lot of use for it except for quick slap your spinning rod in there to hold it while you tie on a new spinner or something maybe. But what I've done is I made a homemade GoPro mount, just a selfie stick about 6 feet long. I think I'm gonna have to modify that. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I did take it out yesterday. I did about between a 1/4 and a half mile test run on the Yellowstone. Of course, where I put it in the river was some of the roughest water within 7 or 8 miles of the house, so it was a good test. I was a little apprehensive at first, but once I got out in the water, started heading down over the bumps and swells, my confidence level went way up. It's very stable. I've seen some of the Lifetime kayaks, mainly the Manta series, and they appear to be very stable. You can even stand up and fish off of them like a paddleboard. I don't care. I'm not big into kayaks. This is to get me access to some really nice places to camp and fish. So it's basic mode of transportation for me. If I can wet a line on the way, all the better. The Mantas, though, do have almost like a dual hull design. This comes out a lot straighter, and it's, I don't want to say a tri-hull, but it's got two deals in there. They're like 36 inches wide. This one's only 31. But like I said, I got into some pretty bumpy stuff, and it performed very well. I'm pleased with it. Let's take a look at the selfie stick now. Real simple to mount. I had a bunch of leftover PVC stuff from a previous project for the ranch, and I just glued it together. And there you go. And it's able to turn a little bit, but it's too long and there's too much camera movement when I'm in the water. If you watch the camera, I don't like that. The mount is way too shaky, way too loose. So what I'm thinking on doing is cut about 2 feet out, bring the camera into here, and you won't have as much of a lever effect, and it might tighten it up a little. I'm hoping. If not, then I'm going to come up with a different mount. I may make something that I can bolt on. These are removable. I may make a little tripod where I can have the camera sit about here. I think that would be pretty cool also. But this is something quick to get me going. Real simple. Like I said, it was leftover material. It is too long. This looks a little crooked and it's real hokey. I fabricated that on a freaking bench grinder. But it is adjustable, and when you get it turned there, I can get it level, but way too shaky. I just don't like that. I mean, I'm barely touching the kayak now and it just shakes all over. So we'll see. We'll modify it and then do a test run. I have already had it out on the water and I really liked it. That footage is on the laptop. I'll finish editing it tonight, and we'll see how it goes. I'll drop that one after I drop this video. So thanks for checking it out. Real good basic kayak. I really like it. I think it's going to work fine. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Talk to you later.